Many roster updates happening in the last couple of days and some confirmations as well. And honestly, probably one of the best takes I have heard when it comes to Apex Esports practice. A lot of things and topics to discuss in today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all things inside the world of ALGS and Apex Esports. Firstly, wanted to make mention of this. Vayne kind of started us off for the day saying looking for one with Snipe. We talked about this native roster where they were playing with this pickup team. It was last second and things did not go well. We talked about them possibly splitting up, but I don't think anybody was surprised to see they were making a roster change. However, it wasn't a full split up, needless to say. They were still looking for one. It was Vayne and Snipe looking for a support/anchor player with a deep legend pool for BLGS and coming up 10K tournament this weekend. So obviously, now that BLGS is implemented into the scene, there's some more content that we can look forward to, especially during the offseason. I'm excited for this because we do have a long period of offseason right now. This kind of gives us more content, not just for Challenger Circuit players, but pretty much all the pros here as well. Well, after this, you had Dan, who was like former coach of SSG, come out to say, we'll be looking for a support player to join Snipe and Vayne for all future tournaments. Please reach out to one of us if interested in trialing. So it seems like Dan's obviously still coaching this roster for now. Very excited for this one as well. I saw some people tagging Shuby, but I definitely think Shuby's looking elsewhere for now. Also, wanted to make mention, Phony kind of retweeted this to say, at Phony, how crazy would it be to see Phony and Snipe reunite after all the drama that has happened over the last couple of months and maybe even a year at this point? Would be insane to see. Nonetheless, it's kind of one of those things that's it's almost brewing to happen. There's some tension there. It's almost good at this point. They're starting to, I think, make amends internally without maybe even saying it out in public. Now, that's not the only roster update we got. This one, unfortunately, is a little bit bigger, and I'm kind of like excited for Design, also feeling bad for him at the same time. If you guys were not aware, obviously DSG had already come out. We've talked about this a couple of days ago. They were leaving the Apex scene for now, looking to evaluate their future in this game. Who knows if they'll actually rejoin or not. People are commenting all sorts of trolls like sad to see you retire, locked and dialed. But I really think that this man is about to go to the next level if he really wants to. And I think he's a guy that can really channel that in himself. So there was a huge announcement for Design. We've already been talking about Complexity possibly making the change with Lou, right? We saw Lou playing with Bleed, and we thought, well, maybe Enemy, right, goes from DSG to Complexity. Makes the most sense, and that's obviously where everybody's mind has been over the last couple of weeks, or since Split 2 playoffs have completed. Well, Design came out for his full announcement. On one hand, like you say, you kind of feel bad for the guy. He seems like he's going through it. On the other hand, he's about to lock it in and figure his career out to make sure that he keeps himself in a good spot. So here's what Design had to say regarding all the announcements going on with roster updates, where he's at, and what he's doing. Roll the clip.
Here we are. DSG's gone. Enemy's playing with Complexity. I haven't opened up the game in 3 fucking weeks. I'm sure you guys got questions. To answer question number 1, DSG's gone. Second question, Enemy's going to play with Complexity. Yeah, I don't know. Guy's playing with Complexity. You go fucking forget it's Digi-Day somewhere else. All good. We'll figure it out. And third of all, I haven't touched the game. Am I retiring? Fuck no. I've been out here, soul searching, ironing my mental, wanting it like I want to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Rekindling that flame.
Now, once again, not the only roster update. We have been seeing Nickmercs say that he was coming back. We saw him coming into the game recently and playing Apex again, but was he coming back to ALGS, BLGS? Well, it seems like that has now been confirmed just literally from MFAM Central yesterday, a comp Apex update. Nick has locked in his new squad for BLGS and all upcoming Apex tourneys. What should their team name be? And here's the clip from Nick's stream announcing his brand new team of pros that you definitely would recognize. Roll the clip.
We have locked in our Apex squad. I told you that we're waiting on LCQ. A fun tournament to watch, man. Really got me itching to get back in there. We're going to be playing competitive Apex with Detox and Efexies. 100% locked in. These are 2 players that we've played a lot against. Every one of our lobbies would meet Gent and Deeds. They're always around You know, like they're like a POI close by. They can fight. They're fighters, man. They're fighters. They're Gears of War players. I've known of Vexies for a long time. Just getting to know Detox, but good dudes. 3 controller players, man. Perfect. Just how I wanted, man. We both wanted to play with each other for a long time, you know. So sick about the opportunity to fucking get after it, man. Yo. The first thing on the agenda is going to be BLGS. It's like open qualifier, you know. You just go. You do as good as you can do. It's going to be a lot of good practice, good reps. We're going to scrim. From there, I think it kind of depends on a lot of things, and I can't really break it all down to you, but we could be in Pro League, or we'll have to play in the Pro League qualifiers.
So, obviously, Avexies and Detox, no stranger to the Pro League, especially on the Gears of War scene, but they've also had some success in Apex Legends. These guys are really, really, really talented at the game, and I'm excited to see if they make some actual noise. Obviously, this has always been a reoccurring issue, right? Tripods were a team that everybody would get behind to some degree, but then they always fail, and then you have the drama and the animosity between the community members because some hate them, some love them, whatever the case may be. I think it's obviously bringing a lot of attention and viewership here. Everybody's like kind of dialing in to see how this team is going to do. And most people obviously are putting and casting their doubts on this team. So we'll see obviously if they're able to silence those doubters or step it up to the next level. Also wanted to make mention of this one. I feel like this is probably one of the best ideas any Apex Pro has had when it comes, and I've always said this game has a really big problem. Let's just talk about this for a second with Apex. Every other game is seemingly going in the right direction. It feels like, at least from my perspective, right? You've got really good tournaments for all these other games. You've got things to do during the off season, right? Call of Duty's got CMG, so you can go on websites and wager and do 2v2 tournaments, 4v4 tournaments. There's plenty of things to do all the time. You can play competitive every single day. However, there's really not that environment for Apex, and there are a lot of those environments for other games out there. But when Apex, and it's the off season, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There's no good tournament to play. I wish there was an integrated esports something in the game where you could play tournaments, and it would just be a 2-hour event, even if it's just a score base, not a match point final, something. Cash cups. This game's been out for 5 years, and we've been talking about cash cups probably the whole time. Even Imperial House said that there should be some kind of weekly tournament, monthly tournament, whatever the case may be. There needs to be something where you can play comp consistently rather than getting that thrill of playing competitive and then having to go back and just kill your brain cells of playing ranked, because ranked is obviously not a good representation of comp whatsoever. So there's a lot of people out there that love competitive, especially in Apex, but they don't love the game itself, pubs or ranked or whatever. And that's kind of me. I like to play scrims. I like to play competitive, but scrims obviously are, there's no like prize for it or whatnot. So I do think there needs to be some more tools, some more things to play and do. And I think BLGS is a good step in that direction, but why are we still doing the same old mundane things with scrims every single time? We talk about scrim updates and scores and how the team's performing, but it's always the group stages. Why don't we change that up and do what Hackus actually brought to the table from Team Alliance? This is from the Apex podcast. These guys, it's with Jumba, Wyatt, and Enoch. Enoch obviously been out recently because, he just had his child. Not sure if he's actually been on the podcast, but I know he just had a son. So congratulations, Enoch. Welcome to fatherhood. Hope everything is going well. But here's what Hackus had to say regarding new scrim formats. Let me know if you guys agree that this is the route that they should be taking. Roll the clip.
I feel like Apex has the dumbest practice routine I've ever seen in any type of game. Like, we only play group stages for 3 weeks straight and nothing else. Like, we don't practice the winners bracket. We don't practice losers bracket. We don't even practice finals. Like, there's literally nothing other than group stages that you spam over and over and over and over. I feel like the best system would be just doing mock LAN every single week. Like, you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday group stages, and then Thursday brackets, and then Friday finals, and then you just repeat that every single week, because then you have incentive, you have motive. Like, you actually get people to try because they want to make the finals, because making the finals, you get to contest your own POIs, you get to take precedence where you want to go. Like, you actually get to figure out the game plan for the whole tournament.
So interesting concept to say the least. I definitely think that this kind of puts us more, it fills that gap throughout the week, Monday through Friday, right? We're already doing this schedule anyways. It makes sense. Let's do something that actually has some value rather than just rinse and repeat the same old thing every single day. It kind of gives us weekly tournaments that we can look out for, that we can watch and keep up with. And at the same time, it makes something that's kind of boring a little bit less boring. And hopefully the game actually implements stuff like this in the future as well. I would love to see this game taken care of a lot more when it comes to comp, but we actually were just doing a review yesterday and could not come up with a single title that EA is behind, shooter-based, that has a successful, well-known, established, healthy, growing esport behind it. Obviously, like, if you're still considering FIFA, but it's not a shooter, but you look at Riot Games, you look at Valve, they have multiple titles over and over that have consistently proven themselves to be strong, to be independent, to be growing, and I just wish that we had that experience, but EA seems to never have any of that, and they're only known for putting the most microtransactions in a game you could possibly put in, and I hope, you're looking at 5 years, almost, going on 6 years that we've been in this game, and we're still in a space where we need really big changes to get where we want to be. I don't know. I wish we were there by now. Hopefully we're still going in that direction. May just be a slow but sure thing. Maybe their goal of 20-year existence is not necessarily because they're doing a great job. It's because they take a long time to do an average job. And maybe we're just going to be patient enough to hold out for all of that stuff. Interested to see your thoughts, though, down in the comment section below. That's my TED Talk for the day. Like and subscribe. And if you want to stay up to date with roster mania, roster news, roster drama, all things Apex Legends esports related and updates, then subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts are, and we'll see you all later, Gators.